Welcome back to the channel, my spooky friends. I'm Sam, and tonight we're diving headfirst into a realm where joyous laughter quickly turns into blood-curdling screams. We're talking about haunted amusement parks, where rusty Ferris wheels creak under the weight of unseen riders. Tonight we explore 3 amusement parks with especially dark pasts. So, lock your doors, turn off the lights, and hold on tight, because these stories are not for the faint of heart. Nestled deep in the heart of a state name, shrouded by towering pines, lies the ruins of Whispering Pines Amusement Park. Once a beacon of laughter and joy, it now stands frozen in time, a ghostly monument to a tragedy that chilled the community to its core. It was a scorching summer day when tragedy struck Whispering Pines. The air buzzed with the joyous screams of children, the clatter of roller coasters, and the cheerful tunes of the park's soundtrack. But high above the park, on the Ferris wheel, a horrifying scene was about to unfold. A malfunction, they said, a loose bolt, a fatal miscalculation. Whatever the cause, one of the carriages carrying a family of 4 plummeted to the earth below. Witnesses say the screams were deafening, the metal crunching like a discarded toy. The park fell into a stunned silence. The music abruptly stopped, the laughter choked out by the growing horror. The park closed down soon after, unable to shake off the shadow of that dreadful day. Years passed, and Whispering Pines fell into disrepair. The once vibrant paint peeled, the cheerful facades rotted, and the laughter of children was replaced by the mournful sighing of the wind through the skeletal remains of the rides. But something else lingered in the decaying park, something darker, colder. Locals began to whisper of strange occurrences at Whispering Pines, of ghostly apparitions walking amongst the decaying rides. Some say they've seen the translucent forms of the family, forever trapped in their final moments of terror, riding the ghostly Ferris wheel. Others speak of a shadowy figure, the park's former caretaker, driven mad by the accident, his tormented soul forever bound to the grounds where he once worked. They say he can be seen lurking in the shadows, his eyes burning with an unsettling light. Whispering Pines became a hotbed for thrill seekers and paranormal investigators. One group of investigators, armed with EMF readers and cameras, ventured into the heart of the abandoned park. Their hearts pounded in their chests as they walked through the overgrown pathways. As they reached the base of the Ferris wheel, the air grew heavy, charged with an unseen energy. Their EMF readers began to spike, the needles dancing wildly. One of the investigators, a young woman named Sarah, felt a cold hand grip her shoulder, and a whisper, cold as death, brushed against her ear, "Get out now." Terrified, the group fled the park, their cameras capturing a blurry image of a shadowy figure standing at the top of the Ferris wheel. Our next stop takes us to the sun-drenched shores of coastal state, where the faded neon signs of Shadowland Funfair beckon with a promise of affordable thrills and seaside fun. But beneath the veneer of cotton candy and carnival games lies a sinister secret, a darkness that stains the Funfair's history with blood and madness. Shadowland Funfair was the brainchild of a man named Alistair Blackwood, a charismatic showman with a love for the macabre. Blackwood envisioned a park that celebrated the strange, the unusual, and the downright eerie. He filled the park with bizarre attractions, from a freak show featuring individuals with unsettling talents to a hall of mirrors that promised to reveal your darkest fears. But Blackwood's obsession with the macabre went beyond mere entertainment. He delved into the occult, seeking ways to enhance his attractions with real supernatural power. He consulted ancient texts, performed forbidden rituals, and even went so far as to make a deal with an entity that promised him unimaginable power in exchange for a sacrifice. The entity demanded a steep price for its favor, a life for a life, a soul for a soul. Blinded by his ambition, Blackwood agreed. He chose a victim from among his employees, a young woman named Celia, who had caught his eye with her innocent beauty and kind heart. One fateful night, under the cover of darkness, Blackwood lured Celia to the park's Hall of Mirrors. There, amidst the distorted reflections and flickering lights, he performed the ritual, sacrificing Celia to the entity he had so foolishly trusted. The park thrived in the aftermath of Blackwood's dark bargain. The attractions seemed to take on a life of their own, imbued with an unsettling energy that drew in visitors from far and wide. But as the years passed, Blackwood's sanity began to unravel. He was plagued by nightmares, haunted by Celia's sorrowful eyes, her screams echoing in his ears. The park itself seemed to reflect Blackwood's descent into madness. The once bright colors faded and peeled, replaced by a sickly, unsettling palette. The music, once cheerful and inviting, took on a discordant, almost sinister tone. Blackwood's behavior became increasingly erratic. He would often be seen wandering the park at night, muttering to himself, his eyes wild with fear and guilt. The staff whispered about his strange behavior, but none dared to confront him. One stormy night, Blackwood's madness reached its peak. He led a group of unsuspecting visitors into the Hall of Mirrors, intending to offer them as sacrifices to the entity in a desperate attempt to appease its growing hunger. But before he could carry out his gruesome plan, the entity turned on him, claiming him as its own. The park was closed down shortly after Blackwood's disappearance, its dark secret hidden from the public. Our final destination takes us deep into the heartland of America, to the Dust Bowl town of Harmony Ridge, where a traveling carnival, known simply as Phantom's Carnival, set up shop one sweltering summer. But this was no ordinary carnival. Phantom's Carnival was a place where the lines between reality and nightmare blurred, and where the price of admission could be your sanity or even your soul. From the moment the carnival trucks rumbled into Harmony Ridge, an unsettling feeling gripped the town. The carnival workers, clad in tattered costumes and grotesque masks, seemed to carry an air of menace about them. The carnival itself was a cacophony of unsettling sights and sounds. The rides, cobbled together from scrap metal and salvaged parts, groaned and creaked ominously. The air was thick with the scent of popcorn, sweat, and something else, something ancient and vaguely metallic. The carnival's proprietor, a towering figure known only as the Ringmaster, was a figure of both fascination and dread. His face was hidden behind a porcelain mask, frozen in a grotesque grin, and his voice, amplified by an old-fashioned megaphone, boomed across the carnival grounds. The Ringmaster's attractions were not for the faint of heart. There was the Tunnel of Love, where distorted mirrors reflected back twisted versions of yourself. The Ferris wheel, its carriages swaying precariously in the breeze, offered a panoramic view of the carnival, but at a terrifying cost. But the most unsettling attraction of all was the Hall of Illusions. Housed within a dilapidated tent, its entrance draped with heavy velvet curtains, the Hall of Illusions promised to reveal your deepest fears and desires. But those who dared to enter often emerged shaken and disoriented. Whispers spread through the town of strange occurrences at the carnival. People spoke of seeing shadowy figures lurking at the edge of the carnival grounds. Others claimed that the carnival ride seemed to operate on their own. One fateful night, a group of teenagers, emboldened by a mix of youthful bravado and cheap carnival beer, decided to sneak into the carnival after hours. They had heard the rumors, of course, but dismissed them as mere superstition. They wanted to see for themselves if the carnival was truly as haunted as the locals claimed. As they slipped past the flimsy security fence, a cold wind swept across the carnival grounds. The teenagers made their way towards the Hall of Illusions, their laughter echoing nervously in the stillness. One of the teenagers, a girl named Jessica, hesitated at the entrance to the tent. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong, that they shouldn't be there. But her friends, eager to prove their bravery, urged her on. As they stepped inside the tent, the air grew heavy and oppressive. The smell of stale popcorn and sweat was overpowering. The only light came from a few flickering lanterns, casting long, dancing shadows on the canvas walls. Suddenly, the lanterns went out, plunging the teenagers into darkness. A collective gasp escaped their lips. Thank you for joining us on this terrifying journey through the twisted remnants of abandoned amusement parks. Each creaking swing set and rusting Ferris wheel holds within it 1,000 whispers of terror, 1,000,000 echoes of screams. If you found yourselves holding your breath as the shadows danced and the stories unfolded, be sure to give this video a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you never miss a descent into the darkest corners of our world. Until next time, keep your eyes on the shadows and for goodness sake, stay out of abandoned amusement parks. Sweet dreams.